Stress is contagious. Here's what you can do as a leader. But first I'll talk about what not to do. When I was a student, I came across a quote when I was going through some management training. It was a picture of a duck on a pond. We could see the duck over the surface and under the surface. And the quote was, "Be like a duck, over the surface, be calm and unruffled. Under the surface, paddle like hell." I really liked that quote, and it really inspired me because I felt, oh, this is the way to be a leader. I'll adapt that into my life. I will be exactly that. And I did that. I did that to the T. And that resulted in burnout at the end. I remember speaking to a previous manager shortly after I returned to work after my burnout. He had been my manager a couple of years before that, as I was given a quite challenging project. I live in Denmark, and it was in the States, and I was moving over to the States and doing this strategical project for the organization I worked for at that time as a project manager. And I remember my manager told me when I spoke to him a couple of months after my burnout, which was a couple of years later, that he didn't notice that I was struggling with stress. But he realized after he heard it that I was really good at hiding it. Because he realized that I was stressed also at that time, a couple of years before, and that we could have foreseen that I was on the road to burnout. I didn't foresee it myself. That's seldomly the case that anybody does that, unfortunately. So I was really being a dog to the T. And what happens? Well, the good thing is that you do not spread so much stress in the organization when you are calm and unruffled on the surface. But the problem is that you need to get rid of that. The energy that you use for being calm and unruffled on the surface constantly. You need to get rid of that somewhere. And the problem is that it often hurt yourself, you hurt your health, because you can feel that there's an imbalance, and you hurt the people around you. In my case, my husband was the person who was hurt the most from what I was going through. And I would say today that I feel lucky that my body was not able to conceive at that time. My husband and I tried for 8 years to conceive, to have kids, unsuccessfully. And I think that was luck, and that was because that's the way the body works. The body doesn't want to put put children into the world that is that stressful. So the body, those functions that functions in the body doesn't work so well. Because I imagine the mom that I would have been if I had had my kids at that time. They would have felt the pressure that I was suppressing at work, at home instead. And I'm not saying that my kids never experience pressure that I suppress. I'm not a perfect person, but the level of stress in my life has decreased significantly, and I have a toolbox now to address these things so it doesn't get to the point that it got to in the past. And that's a relief for me to think about. I don't want anybody to go through what I've been through, going through a burnout, experience how it affects people in your life. Because the thing with the dog being calm and unruffled on the surface, and therefore not affecting people around them, that's an illusion. Because we can sense each other's vibe. My kids can certainly sense my vibe. They're part of my indication of something being wrong when I can sense that on them. My husband can sense my vibe. People who know me can sense my vibe. If I was still in the organization, people would be able to sense that. If I was stressed when I was going into a coaching call with my clients, they would be able to sense it. So for me, it's a huge priority to keep my stress level low so my vibe can be high. And I want that for everybody in this world. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm so passionate about helping corporate women to bring back down their stress level, to beat burnout, so they can be the leaders who do not spread stress in their organization. So they can be the moms who doesn't suppress their stress so it ends up hurting their kids or their husband or the people in their life, or it hurts themselves, their health, their energy to do the things that makes them happy. Stress is extremely contagious, but the good news is so is happiness, joy, and working from a place of more flow and being more aware of what kind of processes in your work and in your private life that keeps your stress level down. That vibe you have when you're truly calm, not pretending to be calm, but truly calm and unruffled. And when you're not pedaling like hell under the surface, but when you have a good way of working in your private life and personal life. What you spread is what makes the world a better place. That makes you a good leader, makes you a good mom, makes you a good wife, or maybe also there are men listening, so maybe also a good husband, good partner. And I want to spread this message to the whole world. I want to reach as many people as possible with this message. Stress is contagious, but so is the opposite. And my small contribution to that is that I'm offering a masterclass this Sunday on how to reduce your stress level at work. The masterclass is called Beat Burnout, and if you're interested in learning more about it, just send me a personal message and I'll send you some more information and the link to sign up. And then I'll just want to wish you a wonderful day. Please don't paddle like hell.